Good morning, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. We are diving into our, third session of spooky season. Fifth game, I think technically. But yeah, we are going to do Slay the Princess. This is a love story. For those that don't know, we are not doing the pristine cut. That doesn't come out until October 24th, which I just found out today. But that means that we may play this, and then depending on how much that costs, if it's an upgradable thing or whatnot, I may end up purchasing that, and then we could replay it again, because it does have some added extra content. So I'm excited to see kind of how that goes. Otherwise, though, this is a point-and-click, story-based love story. Okay? It has voice acting by one of my favorite people in the podcast community called Jonathan Sims. If I was only ever able to recommend one thing to you in my life, whether that be video games, movies, podcasts, all that kind of stuff, if I can only ever recommend one thing and it's guaranteed that you would watch it, it would be the Magnus Archives podcast. Okay? Jonathan Sims is, I believe, a writer as a part of it, but he's also one of the main voice actors for it. And it's, without trying to spoil anything, the Magnus Archives is their take on Fears. Okay? And I highly, 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 highly recommend it. But yeah, he's one of the main voice actors for this game as well. I'm not sure if he did any writing for it, but again, I know he did voice acting. He is, I think, I think he's most of the male voices. I think they only really have two main voice actors for this. Nicole... Who's the other one? Nicole something. Give me a second, I can find it. Nicole Goodnight, I believe, is the voice actress for most of the female roles in this. But yeah, I'm super excited. I've only seen a little bit on this. John, my housemate, was the one who recommended it to me after seeing some videos himself. So let's dive into this and let's see what kind of stuff or what kind of shenanigans we can figure out. Okay, just make sure everything looks good. I think we're good. I think. So yeah, let's get going. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
This is Jonathan Sims.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Bum, bum, bum. Explorer, the end of the world? What are you talking about? Explorer, have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Vive la revolution. Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. So we're here to kill a princess, eh? Have you ever considered... I'm gonna go with this one. Have you considered that I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Maybe some people do, though.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Do you know me very well, Sims? I don't think so. The end of the world... Oh, okay, so we can just choose similar things.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
What if I want my reward in advance? Okay, let's figure out.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Fine. How can a princess locked away in a bit? Oh, yeah, so we did know that one. Let's keep asking questions.
Linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. while I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Fair point.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point.
Sorry, just listening to him talk is so... I fucking love Magnus so much.
And there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
But what if I don't want to, though?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Maybe, but I could always just leave.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
He's got me there.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Hey, the princess might as well. Not all of them are useless twats. You know, some actually do try to make a difference.
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Also, I don't have coffee today, folks. I have the mug, but it's hot chocolate. I figured I'd be a little better, you know, I'm feeling a little sick, so I give myself something warm to drink without having the caffeine kick in it. And if I need to get some caffeine kick, I can just grab an energy drink later. So it is just hot chocolate today, but I might go get a second one. I forget I'm not doing... maybe. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be? Ooh. Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committed to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Okay, now I'm gonna ask this one first.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be,
Ooh.
I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I'm down. You sold me. I did just say I was sold, didn't I? Let's go.
As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
The art is really nice as well. I'm wondering if they had to redraw this or if they just used some type of like Photoshop wobble filter just to make it wiggle.
A warning before you go any further.
You know, as somebody who teaches how to use Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, you would think I would know the answer to that, so I think the answer is yes. But I've never used it to this level of precision, so I don't know. Oh, that was a good hot chocolate.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
So again, as you can see, I believe Jonathan Sims is the voice actor for all the male roles in the game. So you'll notice different pieces as we go through. And instead of narrator, is now voice of the hero. So that's supposed to be us, specifically. And there are a few different voices that this will change to as time goes on.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
God damn, I just want to listen to Magnus Archives right now. Take the blade, or so we have a choice. We can go without the blade. You know, a reward sounds cool, so let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I could just strangle her, right? It's a little bit more intimate, but it's still doable.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Well, she essentially is, right? Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Continue down the stairs. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Apparently.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way. Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. Nuh-uh. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Steal your nerves and step forward. Ooh, so do we allow her to know that, yes, she's correct, we were kind of brought here to do that? Or do we cover it up in some type of way? We could be truthful, but say that we haven't decided. Even though technically I did say, he did convince me with the prize, so I don't know. Kind of between, okay, yeah, you caught me, or I haven't decided yet. Fuck it, let's go heavy.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Or we could just, be a soldier, following our orders. Or we could try to have a conscience.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Jonathan Sims is not very happy with me right now.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Pretty awkward relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Ooh. None of the small talk.
Do you?
Ooh. You're apparently going to end the world. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is entirely different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Yeah, but I'm just seeing if you know why. I have no problem sharing. I just want you to tell me first. Let's just go with it then.
Don't just tell her that.
Well, you should have told me that before.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Deflect, what are you going to do if I let you out of here? I've been told enough. I'm hoping you tell me no, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information secret from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I am to trust them. Or I could just remain silent. Nah.
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
That's very fair.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Yeah, but we also stand to lose everything by killing her, because if somebody's sending us and then they're gonna, frame us for murdering a princess, could go either way.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Nah.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Cut her hand off.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship. Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Yeah, you're a little pompous. Not gonna lie.
You know why you're here.
I'm getting you out of here. Examine the chains. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Ooh, we're given the option of just keeping your... Oh, I should probably move my webcam because I'm blocking the readable options. Yeah, I'll put it over these. It's not like you guys need to see that. Sorry, just while I click out, that's gonna happen. Whoop. Which actually does mean I need to flip. Flip horizontal? Yes. Because now I'm looking this way. Yeah, that's probably better. Let's layer. Just give it a second to kick back in. There we go.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand.
Oh, what is going on with her
You've
hand?
already lost the battle.
She's got her guard up.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She
Oh.
kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your
We're
fracturing
not
bones,
humans?
making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken.
Oh, but now I'm covering up her
I'd
words.
be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Bum, bum, bum. Chapter 2, The Tower. So we're not just done?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this happened? Okay, no. But I died. What am I doing here? She's going to kill me again. Proceed to the cabin, turn around. Ooh.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Voice of the Broken.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
More than deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure the whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Ooh.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Let's talk
Just
about
be
this
quick
princess.
about it.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? All she did last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world? To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin and you'll be fine.
Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
True.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods.
Yeah, but what people? Why couldn't they slay her? True.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. The less you know about her, the better. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this.
I feel like we're being manipulated.
Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk. Great. Now
Just turn around and leave. Nah. Let's get some revenge.
a warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you lying, cheating.
Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
The interior of the cabin
Ooh.
is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want
This
to do
is
this right.
very different from last time.
Why do we feel so small?
We don't feel small. We are small.
With the mirror in the wall, this whole cabin is different than last time. Approach the mirror, take the blade.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. That's because there isn't a mirror.
What's this?
There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
What is this?
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway.
I don't like the voice of the broken.
I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
I care about whether I'm being lied to. There's a mirror. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. Doesn't matter if there's a mirror. Remain silent. Approach the mirror. There's a mirror.
As do I. And yeah, there is. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
We're gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how
Interesting.
ridiculous you look right now. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
I do want to know what it looked like, though.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to... The door to the basement
Spiraling
creaks open,
steps.
revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
So I'm gonna try moving the cam again. Just gonna go maybe a bit more like down here. We'll give that a try. Oh, actually, sorry. A little bit too... There.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
True point.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over
hello.
you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
She remembers us?
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Tighten your
As
grip.
if on command, the blade slips from
What?
your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel. Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs
Ooh.
buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
She's strong.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help
So
me seize it.
we caused the end of the world? Question mark?
Well, that gives away the point, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
What would you have me do? What do you have planned? Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything. What happened to you after I died? I'm going to help you at the world. Okay. Something new comes after. I just can't let you do that. I'm yours to command. Pledge yourself to her. Definitely don't want that last one. I feel like if I say this one, she's just gonna get angry because she definitely did the Neil thing with commanding presence. Thus, questioning her is probably not the best bet.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart. Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Uh-oh.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet. All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Are you not able to just do that yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
No.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
I'm not gonna help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do it. Or pledge. Nah.
I see. Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Interesting. I have no options to choose here.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway. You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come
dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
If you say so.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
The only option is end this, which is just going to end up with us killing ourselves.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay yourself, resist, slay the princess. Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her. It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece. At least for now.
Ugh.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next. Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
If we're gonna die, might as well try to take her with us.
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
That's a little demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Do it.
Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding
I always hate that so much.
defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
We can do this.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness. Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty. Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
Oh, bless me.
She collapses to the
Godslayer,
floor.
slay your
Her
better.
glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Fury. Ooh, so we're not done? Oh god.
On a path in the woods. And at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
Alright. Let's get to a point where there's no crying. I'm gonna take a quick pause. I'm gonna get some more hot chocolate, but I don't want the sobbing to continue.
I think he's upset. What's he got to be upset about? We just
Ooh.
killed a god.
Voice of the Stubborn.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it.
Okay, no crying there. Okay, I'm gonna pause here for a quick minute, folks. I'm just gonna go get some more hot chocolate. I might have to reheat some water. So give me a few minutes. I will BRB. Okay, I'm back with more hot chocolate. Hey, Jinx. Alright, let's go see what's gonna happen with whatever the fuck's going on now.
Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed.
You're being too generous. He did get us killed.
Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions.
The weird hand trees. Kind of sketchy.
Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here.
This is a very different woods from what we originally started at.
This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return.
Uh-oh.
Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Well, why would we want to do over though? We killed the princess in the last one. Feels like I'm being pulled 100 different directions. You'd better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice. If I don't slay her, if I just stay here, do anything else, and we hit this point of no return, then what happens? No matter what happens next, it seems like our answers are at the cabin. We might as well see this through.
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? At the end is what happens. Yeah, but is there something after the end? How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there, if there even is a...
Hold on. Music's cool, and I'm just going to turn it down some.
It doesn't matter because we're going to win. Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
Are you sure? I feel like that's not the case.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
Yeah, because you're a whiny little bitch.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change. The second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Let's just go to the cabin.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten.
There's a mirror.
There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
What about the mirror in the doorway?
A mirror? There is no mirror. There's... I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost it. That we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you.
It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
Take the blade first.
Take the blade from the pedestal. Good. Nothing.
Now approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange.
It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now? Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her. Don't you want to know what we're seeing there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it. Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time. You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the
fuck is
stone
going on with that
floor,
mirror?
its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Why am I not surprised?
You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence.
Actually,
The
let's skip the
metallic
line.
scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so
Uh-oh.
angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
She was going to end the world last time. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here. And it's why your task is so important.
What does she look like
You
now?
make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are
Oh,
painted
she's
in
pretty
blood,
normal.
a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make
I
up its
was
floor.
assuming it would be a big
This
pile of
place
flesh.
reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
That's a cool design. I like that a lot.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground. She pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
It's fine. I got a knife.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Giving up on destroying the world, have we? What happened to you? Wait, we don't have to do this? I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for what I did to you. Please just listen to me. I'm going to end you. You know what? No words. She's coming at us. She's trying to attack us. Fuck giving her a warning. Just kill the bitch.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess. Your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your
This is so
very
cool, not
essence
gonna
in
lie, I
one
like this design.
blow. It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
Uh-oh.
Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
The fuck? True to her word, you do not die by her hand. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I was supposed to look at the mirror.
It is. Does that mean the world ended?
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing. You're right. She's gone.
It's like it's mocking us.
I feel anxious. Does anyone else feel anxious? There's something dreadful about.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
Too
I'm
bad.
begging you, don't do this. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone. The mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. The body. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel? Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know what the world beyond this place? Are you the princess? Do we know each other? What happens now? Attack the entity, destroy your body. Ooh.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights, what do you mean? What do you think I am? I don't know what I am. I'm a person.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more. I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is...
I love how it's using like the hands to
nothing
use her
comes
body
here
to
but
talk.
us.
I know only that they are. You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Sometimes, yeah.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Oh, do we ask what happens now? I don't necessarily want to attack her, but I kind of want to destroy my own body to not give her a vessel. But I kind of want to know what happens now, but I feel like if I click that one, it's going to put us into the next piece, and I might not get the chance to do either of these. But I'm curious. Fuck it.
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I'm just scared that I'll find a way to kill you. How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find? And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do? Or okay, make me forget?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You being semantic, what are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. Everything, until we meet again. Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I'm not going back. Okay, make me forget. Ooh.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you. You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you leave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Oh. The game literally just closed itself out. What the fuck? So, I'm assuming that's an ending? The body is you. 92.9% of players have achieved this achievement. And God's Killer, Slay Your Better, only 23 or 27.3% of people have achieved that one. So let's just reload the game, I guess. I'm gonna check on that.
You have returned to me.
Oh.
Though you
Ah.
have gone mere moments.
I see. Okay, never
I never
mind.
left your side.
Sorry, was it a achievement we just got? I never left your side. Attempt to outwait your destiny. 55.6% of players. Okay, so the idea is if to wait forever is to close the game and never play it again. That is an interesting concept. I like that. And then our only option is, okay, make me first. So our two choices are close out of the game, end stream, we're done here, we don't do anything else. That is slay the princess. We do not let this entity do whatever it wants to do. Or we say fuck it, we do some more endings, and we potentially let this thing free. And y'all already know what my answer is.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Jesus. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. An unwound vessel, bring the
You're on a
fury to
path
her.
in the woods, and at the
The
end of
real
that
Slay the
path
Princess
is a
starts
cabin.
here.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, before that I want to see these achievements. So the real Slay the Princess starts here. 92.3% of players have. And an unwound vessel, bring the fury to her. 34.1% of players have this. So I'm assuming the unwound vessel is by bringing her that that version of the princess. That ending specifically is that one. Interesting. Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end.
No, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting Tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. Okay. So we've already clicked. I'm not sure if I need to click on these things to get certain aspects, but let's just silent. We're gonna be perfectly silent. We're gonna do our job, and we're just gonna go murder the princess without saying anything. Let's see what happens by doing that route.
You make your way. A warning. You take the blade. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the...
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like
Potentially.
she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was way too easy. Of course it is. No. So, if we go by the fact that this man is not supposed to remember anything, any of these could be a proper answer, right? But we're gonna, little metagamey-esque knowledge that we know. There was the word, I can't remember the exact wording of it, but it was the fact of when people believed certain aspects of those things came to be true. So if we go, of course it is, she's dead, maybe we can just believe in the fact that she truly is dead, and she actually is.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
That's bullshit. Let me out of here. Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world. Ooh, do we accept our fate, or do we yell bullshit?
What's done is done. And there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here? Of course you are. I like it here. Nah, fuck this.
But you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Well, wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get the hell out of here? You're right, I didn't like that idea. I'm just going to stick around and do nothing for at least a little while longer. Yeah, I don't want to die.
What
I'm going to stick around for a little bit.
I suppose we've got all the time in the world for you to change your mind. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Good ending. You did it. You saved everyone.
You have already committed to my completion.
I like this.
You cannot go further astray.
Oh, past the point of no return, there's no going back now. 28.2% of players have this achievement. Damn, we're getting a lot of the endings that a lot of people don't have.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are? Good, because I have an idea to get at the blade. I can hear. He's right. Do you hear? Do you not? Don't you? How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You'd better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die. Anything to get the hell out of here.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Chapter 2. The Scepter? Spectre?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that, you're here to slay her.
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, this already happened. Okay, no, but I killed myself. What am I doing here? Turn around and leave? Nah.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
Not this shit again,
If you
narrator.
remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine.
Voice of the
It wasn't
cold.
very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen. Okay, so we already kind of did that. Let's just proceed to the cabin. We don't need to do that again.
A warning. Before she will lie, she won't be. The interior of the cabin is cold.
Oh.
A soft odor of dirt permeating the air.
So we still have the mirror.
Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for her. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Do we take... Sorry, cough triggered other coughs. Do we take the blade? Or do we just go to the basement? Take the blade.
You take the blade.
We're just gonna ignore the mirror this time. It's gone. It disappeared.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend
Yeah,
the
her
final
dead
step,
body's still here.
the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
And how's that?
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit.
Oh,
gently
shit.
running her fingers across your shoulders. And
Her chain doesn't actually hold her.
She circles you.
Oh, you can't. My screen's covering it, but yeah, her chain is busted. It's not attached to the wall.
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
To just straight up try to murder her again? You know, I'm bloodthirsty.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
If I knew I'd have to talk to you again, I wouldn't have slain you. I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different? Stop playing the victim. You threatened me last time. Of course I attacked you. You're supposed to end the world. That's why I killed you last time too. You're dead, or at least mostly dead. What can you even do to hurt me? What do you want from me? Okay, team, I'm out of ideas. Thoughts? Slay the princess harder. Scroll down. Fine, if I can't hurt you, then there really isn't anything for me to do here. I guess I'll get going. Fuck it, let's just leave.
This isn't a solution. Nobody wins here.
You're...
Oh, she's upset, isn't she?
You're abandoning me here?
It would seem so, yes.
After everything you've done to me, you've chosen to do more?
Yeah.
The princess starts to float erratically from side to side, her cold exterior melting away.
But if you just leave me, then I'm really just going to be stuck here forever. Then there's nothing I can do. It's just going to go on and on and on and on, lonely and sad and hurting and empty.
No, not that!
She's about to try something. Get ready. The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointed sigh echoing in your ears. You turn and face her as she hovers between you and the stairs. Spectral tears streak down her cheeks as she places a translucent hand on your chest. It feels cold, but otherwise like nothing at all. Are we doing the right thing? Why do I feel so sad? Don't let her get to you. It doesn't matter. Somehow, soon, this too will be over, and we'll move on to something new. I feel like you all keep forgetting that. Her dark-rimmed eyes fall to the floor as she speaks.
I never wanted to have to hurt anybody. It's not who I wanted to be.
The tears on her cheeks vanish. She lifts her head, sorrow replaced with wrath, staring into you with fiery anger.
But I guess you've turned me into something worse.
That's what I try to do.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then... Yes? Nothing happens. Are you sure about that? Something should have happened. And yet it didn't. We're fine.
Did you miss? I'm not afraid of you. Stare at her in silence. Step away.
Do your best to pull away, but it's as if her arm, embedded in your body, is rooting you in place.
Leaving so soon.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize.
Pulls my heart out.
It is. A horrific splintering, the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue, an icy, numbing pain.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's real now. If she's making us dead, we should return the favor. You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little, too late.
Heartripper. There are worse fates to suffer than a broken heart.
Still beating heart. It thumps unsettlingly.
25.9% of people.
Did we get her? Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
See you soon, killer.
I'm afraid you'll never know.
as she crushes your precious organ in her hand. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Wraith. Wraith? The Wraith.
You're on a path in the wood.
Ooh.
And here we go again. The deck's stacked, isn't it?
Voice of the
we
cheated.
We kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost, we start again. I'm starting to think we're being run in circles just for the sake of it. Come on, let's not give in to all that misery just yet. There's got to be a way out of this. There's got to be a right answer. Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start? That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just some kind of cosmic busy work. I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be, seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them. Wouldn't that get, I don't know, boring? Okay, so you've already been here. Twice, even. Great. Then let me poke a few holes in your depressing little theory. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over. Well, we didn't have to start over. We killed ourselves. And why, pray tell, did you do that? Because you decided to foist an infinite tedium on us. That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending. The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an endless void, and then you told us we were happy. Well, were you happy? Of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves. It was awful. It was boring. It was bullshit. So you killed yourself? Yes. And then she killed us. Even though she was already dead. This is all fake. Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the danger she poses to all of them is also, quite unfortunately, real. Whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing yourself seems to undo all the good you almost managed to accomplish.
Yeah, but then if we do that again, you lock us in that time-space bullshit.
All the standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll kill her again. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll even free her.
See, lock us away forever again. Same narratives on the other loops. We've killed her. There's something else we haven't tried. Turn around and leave. True.
Tell you what, I won't do that. I promise. Oh yeah, sure. That changes everything. I mean, he did promise. And you believed him?
Are you the same narrator we met on the other loops?
If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. That's a hedge, not a wager. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate. So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him.
So is there a way that we can not talk and keep him to be the same narrator throughout the entire playthrough?
She can take care of him for us. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it.
We've killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. If we're going to fall through with this forever, eventually we're going to let her out. Might as well do it now.
You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever. Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world itself is at a tipping point. Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't. And you can just keep making the correct choice forever, never deviating. How convenient, everything always comes back to what you want us to do. I'm sick of him. Makes me want to end the world out of spite. On second thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him someplace that never ends. I'd like to see what that does to him.
That's fair.
Then she finds a way out on her own.
Ugh, of course she does.
So, standing around out here is the same as... Only we don't have to see her. That's gotta be better. No, it's strictly worse. But she can't kill us out here. Why would staying out of killing distance be worse if she's getting out regardless? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options. The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that. A delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, the only reason you'd be here is that you somehow managed to do it wrong. How are we supposed to decide on anything if you just keep coming up with new rules? Since when is there a wrong way to...
We'll do the leave a different way.
Down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do. The more he talks, the more I'm interested in setting her free. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. It sounds like somebody's about to cry.
Are you trying to use reverse psychology on
There's
me?
obviously no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice.
I'm probably still going to try to kill her.
Honestly, it
just to be
seems like
honest.
the more I try and talk sense into you, the more single-minded they get about letting her out. So yes, would you look at that? Take it however you will. The interior of the cabin is
Ooh,
long
this is
and
fancy.
dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward. The only furniture of note is... That's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Great. Something else has been taken away from us. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter.
Is the pristine blade still going to be in her body?
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. We've always been watched. You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others. I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there. What are the odds she's waiting for us right now? Just out of sight, on the other side of that glass. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Nothing. It's like this place read our mind just to mess with us.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Ooh, the double voices.
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constrict your bones, snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess.
God damn, she really broke her ankle.
Hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. But you decided it would be best to try and bury me all over again. You're not getting another chance to mess this up. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here.
You sure you want to do that? Especially considering you just broke my ankle?
And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. Do we even have a choice? You always have. Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time. Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade? Well, unless you have any specific ideas. I think my vote's there.
Look, we're even now. I killed you, and then you killed me. Water under the bridge, right? I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't even know how I got here. I'm a victim in all this too, you know? Wouldn't possessing me against my will make you know better than me? You don't have to be evil. You don't have to do this. Do you need to take my body? Can't I just open the door for you? That's fine. I actually came here to free you, or struggle. Let's do some exploration. You know, water under the bridge.
And you think that's even? How adorable. But I think you forgot about the part where you tried leaving me to rot. If I were you, I would just want to get it over with. You lost your chance to call the shots. There's no going back to fix it now. You can either look on in horror or celebrate my freedom. But either way, you're about to become a passenger.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ego is all about perspective. After all you've done, why would I ever care about what you think of me? Enough talking. We'll have plenty of time for chit-chat once this place is far behind us.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up. Are you seriously trying to blame this on us? Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong. It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
Oh!
I know.
Bone snapping.
You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. There's another option, you know.
Oh, she can hear the voices.
Don't help either of them. Flip the table. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's throw ourselves into the abyss. Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
No, let's throw our body into the abyss. Fuck this bitch.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss. Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter. Enough is enough. I'm tired of us always losing. It's just a step away. You throw
It's fine.
everything you have against
The Exorcist
her and manage
3.
for one brief moment to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole. Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall, and fall, and fall. What an end. But at least it's ours. An empire of frigid nothing. I don't think this qualifies as saving, but at least you didn't ruin it. What happens now? But I want to know what he thinks happens now. Oh, and why is that? He's gone. But
Terminal velocity ceases, and you feel something, a mass, a growth, torn out of you. You and the princess look at each other for a short moment.
What's happening in me?
Oh, she's back. But you don't answer her before she's gone. You feel a resistance underneath your feet once more. Memory returns.
where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. It's going to do something to us. I can feel it.
You don't need to comfort them.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. It's the end for you, but not for me. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. So, this is whatever makes you...
Comfort our own emotions. The bloat. You've grown. Let's take a look at this. So the Exorcist, taken against your will, deal with the enemy the only way you can, 27.8%. And the bloat, 84.3%. There's 97 achievements in this game.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Before, how much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a literal. Can you, riddle? Can you give me a straight answer?
Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself.
You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, when I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. Why? Thoughts on this vessel?
This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in herself. She will make for a driven heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Why are you so kind to me?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Okay. Don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
There is a hurt that dwells in them, but they are not me. They are thoughts and perspectives. They are feelings that inform my being. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I cannot be as I was before. There are new spaces that I must fill. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers.
So do I have a preference on how you'd like to grow or change?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides. If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build upon. My waters are shallow and murky, and I will transcend in due time. And there is no way forward but to contribute to my awakening.
I kind of want to do one of these, but at the same time, I guess we can save, right? Let's save here. Raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
You will cut across the ender in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Okay.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
A seething vessel. Bring the wraith to her.
You're on a path.
35.8% of players.
And you're here to slay.
We're just going to turn around.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Find her persistent. I'll go to the cabin. I'll say the princess. If I want to go to the cabin, I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I won't. Lie. Yes, I'm definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The thing that matters is where I'm not going. I'm not going to the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. I'm gonna go walk in the opposite direction now. Just quietly continue.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good.
What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved.
Turn around again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time,
Yes.
aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, die.
Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Your
Nope, just quietly
silence
leave.
is deafening.
I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm gonna keep leaving
Fine.
as much as I can.
Turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
There's no fighting necessary. I have to go in the cabin, don't I? Fine. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a place, or find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
That's fine.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you
Jesus.
start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
There's a lot of different cabins.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
100%, Jonathan Sims. 100%.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2, The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
If I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just staying here in the woods forever. Oh, is there just not a... Heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. It says lie, but like... Nah, I'm just gonna stay in the woods.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin. Silently proceed to the cabin. Those walls weren't here last time.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's... I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're
Contrarian.
thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stop.
Heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. Yeah, let's lie.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning. She will lie. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the... Let's keep an open...
I don't want to go to the cabin though. I turned around for a reason.
The interior is
wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all
None of it's connected.
an inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feet. The blade is your implement. If you want us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust.
That's my
or
plan.
better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife? No.
Ooh, do I have the option to throw it?
Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
You didn't say anything about a mirror, approach the mirror, take the blade. Nope, we're gonna leave the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, I don't have the knife.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the harsh stairs to the left, take the center staircase, take the soft stairs to the right. Harsh stairs, let's go.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish way. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Why? Do you know why you're down here? You're apparently a threat. No. Let's go with...
Yeah, I know. I've been watching you stare at me for a long, long time.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face.
I don't think she likes us. Wouldn't you be skeptical of someone stumbling in here if you were her? We lost ourselves the second we stepped into this place. I don't know how long she's been here, but I can't imagine it'd be easy for her to trust anyone. Those eyes, though. They're so sharp.
It's just deception. Don't buy into it. You can do this.
It's okay.
Oh,
Don't
multiple.
worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that?
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
There's more of you now. What's your name? Getting down here is weird. Apparently a threat. I'm getting you out of here. Try and free her. Oh, wait. These are all one thing. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement. Retrieve the blade. So 3 different things happening at once.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. You can address me as your Royal Highness, or you can call me Princess, if you'd like. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
So she wants to die.
Ooh,
hello.
We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers?
Can't even follow what's going on anymore.
We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
We still have that as an option, but I'm going to save this one for last.
I don't think what I'd do really matters. I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the wood. You either trust me or you believe that I'm dangerous. What I say besides, you already know what I'm going to do. If you want to put an end to me...
Not a single real... At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction. It's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under?
Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Okay, so we had the final piece here, so we don't get to state that there's more of her.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
No, it's a little too weird for wit.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Beautiful. What a great princess.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequence. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's going to be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No, you just destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you. Say nothing. It's going to be okay. Yoink. The illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel... Yeah, don't look at it.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The decay. You're withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. How can you stand to be a contradiction? Doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? What do you think of this vessel? I'm still planning to kill you. Okay, a lot of these are the same.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me, No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or the other. I have no opinion one way or another on the matter. I just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me and I hate you. I think I hate you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences. You have your responsibilities, and I have mine.
Alright, let's go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
A spiral vessel. Bring the stranger to her. Okay, let's take a look at these.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So, at least 54 and 55% of people have gone down this path. A spiral vessel, the illusion of choice. And then 77, almost 78% of people have gotten to the point of being decayed.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Don't
Okay.
mention it. It's all part of the job.
I'm going to try
Make
just
your
to
way
chat
up
with
the
her this
short
time.
path to the cabin. A warning. She will. We're not going to ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking.
We're not going to take the knife or
The
anything.
interior of the cabin is almost. The blade is your.
We're just going to go and chat.
The door to the basement. Her voice.
Hello?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist.
She's beautiful.
I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Do we talk first or do I try to get her out? Let's talk first. We can always try to set her free next time.
Okay. Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry. I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted.
Well, doesn't mean she can't be trusted.
Get the blade and slay him.
Don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. I'm the first person we've seen in a while. What have you been eating or drinking? I was sent here as slaves, but apparently going to end the world. What if we do? I'm going to keep you locked away down here at least for a little bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world. Go back upstairs to retrieve the blade without saying anything. I can't believe you're down. You've been down. I can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here. Don't make me regret this. No, I think we're gonna go for chatting, keeping her locked up this time. Maybe we'll let her free next time.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Well, how have you been surviving?
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She had... That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Wow, you're threatening me?
You have to make a choice. Let's hope...
Retrieve the blade. Okay, let's get you out of here. Lock her in the basement.
I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Fine. Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here.
Stick to the plan. Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. Nope,
It'll be the
stick to
death
the plan.
of all of us, but fine. We'll do it your. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your...
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. So all that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster. Ignore her and go to ignore her and go to sleep.
Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just don't pay attention to it. You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped.
and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet.
Oh God,
as the
her eyes.
princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
No, there'll be next time.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. I can assure you that you're not dead. And if he doesn't remember what happened, shh.
Paranoid.
Hears us. That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said...
Let's soon tell him the truth now. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning, she will lie.
I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least, it doesn't matter.
The interior of the cabin is
Ooh,
plain.
it's already open.
The smooth wood of the walls almost featureless.
Eyeballs.
The only furniture
in the
of
windows.
note is a lone table, knocked on
Some
its side
shadowy
in the
figures.
corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between. The blade is your implement.
Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job. So deep breath in, deep breath out.
I'm just gonna keep ignoring the mirror for now. We'll take the blade.
Reach down.
Good. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't...
Those are the words of someone who knows.
You cross over the threat.
Stab, 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 stab,
You
stab,
never
stab.
mentioned the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
How hard is it to throw a knife? I'm going to talk to her. We don't need a plan. I'm just going to kill her. Mr. Narrator seems to think I can do it. I don't know why you're all being such pessimists right now. Step off into the void between the stairs. Continue down the stairs in silence. Ooh.
It can't be that hard.
Oh, bless me.
But then we'd lose our weapon. We have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless.
If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her,
It'll be an...
I I kind of want to step off into the void. Fuck it.
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
I don't know. That's why I wanted to find out.
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could have gotten. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge,
Oh,
you
okay,
find
I know this
yourself
ending.
between two
I've seen
loose
this one.
rows of white wooden planks.
Or at least part of it. I don't know if there's
suspended in
multiple
nothingness.
endings within this one, but
A
I've
smattering
seen
of cobblestones
one of these
visible against
endings.
the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an... We're going to die down here. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just...
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to
This is a weird Kingdom Hearts spin-off.
you.
100%. This is what it's like in the deep dark abyss of Kingdom Hearts.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want to...
Did you do it? Did you slay the princess? A couple of times. She's also slain us a couple of times.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Slay Queen.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us.
Liver.
She doesn't need to.
The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before...
What good am I to you alive? What happened after you killed me the first time? I was sent here to stop you. You're a lunatic. If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation? How about I just kill you instead? We don't have to be enemies, we can work together, we can be friends even. I'm not doing any of this, I'm not helping you leave, and I'm not going to try and kill you, so do your worst. Okay, let's get out of here. Find you in, I'll let you leave. Run, slay the princess. Ooh. Where's the option to compliment her dress and hair? That would probably be, working together.
Would you look at that? You're suggesting exactly what I want. Somebody's ahead of the curve. I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then, well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can leave without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you? And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
Feel like, do I want to try to work with her, or do I want to just try to kill her?
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
Invite her to the Hayley Williams concert? I don't know. That's a lot of effort, though.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
This path is already worn by travel and has been seen by one of my many eyes. You cannot walk it again.
Oh,
Change your course.
Lungs, liver.
interesting.
Wait, what? Heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
What version have we done where we've already slain this princess?
nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
Okay, so in that case, if we can't kill her, do we leave together, or do I let this happen?
Lungs,
What do you think, Jinx?
nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
Ask her why she wants to kill the hero instead of the actual terrible people on Earth. She doesn't, though.
Nerves, heart,
But we can ask.
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to.
lungs,
Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Shit, make her stop. Hey, snap out of it. Okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. You're back. Lungs, liver,
One
nerves,
moment,
heart,
and then
lungs,
you're
liver,
gone.
nerves,
Just
heart,
like
lungs, liver,
that.
nerves,
Ah,
heart, lungs,
and there's the fear.
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I've already done that.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Oh, we haven't really cooperated with any of them yet. That was kind of what we were going to do next. Not my fault I broke concentration. Her cleavage was in my line of sight.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
Fine, let's go.
No! Heart,
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
no, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving. Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster? Shit. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Go ahead. I'll be right behind you.
I don't trust having our back to her. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the feedback. Just focus on keeping us alive. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Besides, I get the feeling she's telling the truth. She needs us alive. Lungs, liver, nerves.
What? Are you scared of turning your back to me? You don't have to be worried that I'm going to do something bad. You're too important to me now. Besides, what if I lost track of you and dropped the stairs on accident? I wouldn't want that to happen.
Lungs,
And I don't think you'd want that to happen either.
heart,
So go on.
liver.
Go ahead.
She urges you forward, like one might a reluctant pet. You place a shaky foot on the first step and begin your ascent from the basement. You can feel the static prickling of the princess on your neck, your limbs buzzing with pins and needles, an uncomfortable and constant reminder that you exist, and that your existence is so very precarious.
You're almost there.
The only thing left between you and the cabin is the now shut door to the basement. It would be a real shame if it had locked behind you.
Oh, you snake. There wasn't even a door when we first got here. The door was from last time. I told you we shouldn't trust him.
I know he's messing with us, but you can't lose your cool. We need you right now. Remember?
Yes, I remember. Of course I remember. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. This is so frustrating.
Thank you. And you? You'd really rather us die down here than let her out? Of course I would. As much as I want you to have a happy ending, the fate of the world is a little more important, and you still have a weapon. You can still make this right.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
You haven't even tried it. It'll open. You
You pull against the door. The lock gently clicks open in response to your effort, and the door creaks on its hinges. This isn't right. That's not even the way it's supposed to swing. It's supposed to swing out.
You're not nearly as powerful as you'd have us think, are you? Heart, lungs.
Anyways, like he said, you're not really in control here. I never said I was. If I was in control here, why would I need you to slay her? I don't know. Secret reasons?
The door is open. What are you dawdling for? It's time for us to go. The world is waiting.
Shit. The princess moves past you and into the cabin. This is it. This is your final moment to make things right. Kill her. I thought you wanted us to slay her. It's the same thing. Do it. Do it now. Do it now, or everything is over.
Okay, what do we do?
I said, what do?
Oh, do you want to hear from me now?
Murder is wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I thought you needed me to run the autonomic nervous system.
We do, but this is important. Look, I'll even do it myself. Just tell us who to trust. Brain?
Heart,
Right, heart.
lungs,
Liver. Okay, thanks. I got it. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
You're terrible at this.
I know. Doing my best.
Yes, it's very hard to stay focused on running things when other people are talking to you, isn't it?
What are you doing?
Heart, lungs.
Finally, I can talk. Now, what were you asking me? Running everything kind of feels like popping in and out of consciousness. It's easy to lose track of things. They were asking you for your blessing to trust me. Oh, that's right. Yeah, fuck this guy. Don't trust him. Really?
So you'd have them trust her?
Oh, of course not. Can't trust anybody here but ourselves, but I guess that leaves us back where we started, doesn't it? I suppose if I had to make a choice, I'd pick the one that doesn't make our organs shut down.
Thank you for your gracious show of support.
But that's a marginal preference. We'll have to deal with him later. I'd just rather deal with him while our organs are intact.
Whatever. You heard what he had to say. So whether you trust me or not, killing her is still the best, nay, the only option you have worth taking.
Fuck this guy. Okay, I love the paranoid hero.
All right, I'm done. You can let me take over again.
Finally, that was awful. I really don't know how you do it.
Heart, lungs, liver.
You've been standing there staring blankly for a while now. And I have to say my patience is running a little thin. So don't make a lady wait any longer, okay?
Yeah, you know, this wouldn't be a problem if you'd stop trying to shut down my organs.
Open the door.
We only have one option, okay?
The doorknob twists in your hand,
Let your terrors loose upon the world.
revealing the forested path beyond the cabin. Nerves, you bastard.
You forgot the kidney and spleen? True.
You actually do everything.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it.
I wonder if I just sat there and didn't click anything, if there would have been a time frame thing that would have triggered another option.
But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
The princess, exhausted, slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
Yoink. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where does she go? And is that a... It's calling us. I'm not...
The remains. You find yourself in the long quiet once again.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
27.8% of people have done a world of terror.
It doesn't matter if there are. People are frail and impermanent. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Think there's anything real out there?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist. This one is filled with sadness. A doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulses. She desires only companionship, but the only thing she knows is how to hurt. She will make for a tender heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found her way home.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No. Their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Probably. He does, I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does, I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours. No. The point... 1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you? This is the last stage before completion, then I'm not going back. I'm going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more.
Just in case. I'm gonna see if we wait again, if it's gonna close the game on us again.
I will see you when you return. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? If you close that box, you'll always come back to the box.
Yeah, and then it closes the game again. Nice. I like that.
You have returned to me.
Thank you. I have a handful like that.
Your moments. I never left your side. These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose.
Okay, let's go back.
See you, I will be here.
A terrifying vessel. Bring the nightmare to her.
You're on a path in the
26.1% of people.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to sleep.
Okay, so my only thought right now is doing a full, being 100% setting her free, no questions asked, just being nice and genuine to her in that regard. Let's give that a try.
A warning, we're not going to ignore.
No knife, no nothing.
The interior blade. The door to her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing. Don't let it fool.
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her...
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those
I
chains,
probably should have grabbed the knife
one
for that
step
at least.
closer to the end. You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? Go check upstairs, maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here. Try the door.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess.
Yeah, we should have grabbed the knife.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Oh,
hesitates
God.
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do.
Save the princess.
Fine.
It's the only option we have.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to the... You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yeah, she's been trapped in here for long enough, you know? She's already gone crazy.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her. And all the other options are slay the princess.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so...
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this. Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
And now she has to try to get out of there. The damsel.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, no, but I died. You bastard. Proceed to the cabin. No, we're just not going to say that. We're just going to go up.
Warn, she will phone.
Oh, I missed that one.
Forget he said anything. But he is a villain.
Voice of the
He
smitten.
made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time? What? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
I like this voice.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Don't pay their bickering any mind. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your do
we take it with us or just say no? Because we could potentially try to use it to free her again. We'll take it just in case.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemy. Hopefully it doesn't put her on. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up.
Hello?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
No, we are.
Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. My love, We're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
That's right, villain.
Plenty of times.
You killed us.
Well, she killed her.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. And you can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure?
We never saw a world end. And now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your...
I killed him last time. It wouldn't hurt. It hurt a lot. Why did you do that? Do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't care for that last time. What happened after I died? I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Or just straight up rescue the princess. Fuck that one.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with...
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chain. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted.
You died, and now we're talking.
Alrighty.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the prince... You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat?
You know what we'll do if you try it.
You're going to regret this.
what do we do now?
What do you want to do? We leave, and then we have our whole lives to figure out what we want to do next.
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave.
The princess closes her eyes and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what to do. There must be something you want. Do you want to end the world? I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later. If you want to leave, then let's leave. Something isn't right here. I'm sorry. Slay the princess. No. I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later.
Perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense you just mentioned. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Do you think you can open it? I think we can open it if we try together. I think I've got this. Open the door by yourself? No, try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Romantic haze, your love will set you free.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
You're about to be taken.
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eye.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
We don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
Is that a...
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
No reflection. That is right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection.
I think you know.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Oh God. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me, or are you something else? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why? I've met you many times. Have you been the same all along? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? What is this place? Where are you? Destroy the mirror.
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone. You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death. We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Bless me.
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is? You were, and it was by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
So many questions.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying. I do. People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that. She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Oh, so many questions.
If you actually knew what she was from the start, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought could have instantly ended the entire world.
Death of the author. Run out of questions. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good, rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. Lie, rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all this. I think I'm going to lie to him, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to kill her.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time is up. I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. A loving vessel. Bring the damsel to her. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation? I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point. Slay the princess. Or just straight up slay the princess. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go. Let's do some of the explore questions.
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all this?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions. If I let you out, entire world. If you're always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing it? Yes.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it.
Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
I wasn't looking to fight you.
Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you, forever and ever and ever, consumed by true belief there was nothing that could hold us back.
Address this vessel's statement directly. Appeal to your shared humanity. You speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this has been about. Reject her authority. You've done nothing but lecture me since the minute I got here. Argue your independence. You act as though the world can't exist without you, but I've existed without you. Reject her perspective. I won't engage with violence. Remain silent. Ooh. Let's appeal to her humanity.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
Fear that pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown, and through that, you feared nothing.
Continue to appeal to your shared humanity. This has always just been about us, two people forced to hurt each other again and again and again, but we don't have to hurt each other anymore, or we can continue doing some of the other ones. Get it? There's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave with you, I just don't know how. I'm just gonna keep appealing to her shared humanity.
You cling to your notion of pain or suffering. There is beauty in ugliness, and love in conflict.
My masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, and there is no end.
And there is no
There's only
end.
the flood of
There
bodies.
is only the
In
flood
every
of
moment
bodies.
you hold every possible
Every
sensation at
moment
once,
you
and
hold
then you
every
hold them all
possible
again.
sensation at once.
And then you hold them all again. But in the end, you reflected it back at me. For a brief moment, both of us were everything. We can be everything again. We can weave a beautiful and endless song.
Yeah, so it's the same things. I'm just gonna keep going with shared humanity. There can be love and conflict and beauty and ugliness between us without bringing the whole of reality into the picture.
We are the whole of reality.
We're not the whole of reality. Why won't you see me the way I still see you? Why won't you see me for what I am?
I could ask you the same. There is only room for one of us to be blind here, and I know it to be you. We are each other's mirrors, and are we not divine?
Is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body?
Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with? A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
This doesn't have to be so big. You can come back down to my level. You can come back to me.
Why would I stoop to your level when I'm offering you ascension to mine? It's so peaceful here. Beautiful, eternal, but ever-changing.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here? Can't remember to believe, but how? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. I was told there was enough of you and me to preserve meaning in existence, but I'm going to trust that's true. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you. I kind of like that last one.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Which hero are you? You have no idea how good it is to hear you. I can do this alone. Where's everyone? How are you supposed to help? I thought voices weren't allowed here. I thought you died whenever I looked in the mirror.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Then let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
I'd like that for all time's sakes. Is it just you and me? Did everyone else make it to the cabin? Is the narrator a gun? Take the blade, enter the basement.
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
If the offer still stands, could you describe the cabin to me for all time's sake?
The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade. Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone. It's funny, after everything he put us through, I'm kind of sad to see him go.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's... The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, Knife in hand. It really brings me back. Have you given up on talking? Have you finally decided to kill me? You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
I don't think I want to be a god. Are you the same as you are there? I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this. What are we going to do? I don't want to have to slay you, but I don't know what other options there are. I'm sorry.
No. I feel like I'm myself again. Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So, make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
Would resetting it do anything to help them, the people out there? If you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer? I don't want to forget you. We're going to find ourselves back here eventually. If we're talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before? This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again. Is there any other way? I take it all back. I don't want this, and I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god? Okay, let's do it. I believe in us. I'm sorry, but I can't.
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before. Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
What if when I make my way back here I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything?
Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty and I still like you. And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me, too.
We'd have to decide to do this every single time forever. Eventually something is going to be different. What if we change our minds? This is fair. I want to be here with you.
Well, if we change our minds, we change our minds. What matters is that we'll always have a choice. This is just the one we're making now. Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you. That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care. But it seems important to you. You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back. Yeah, I think it's too late for that. But maybe next time. And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
So, we believe in her, she takes a knife, she resets everything, and we continue this cycle over and over and over again. Or, we slay her in two different ways. One without words, one with words. And we try to end this cycle. But by doing that, we then are alone forever. I don't want to do this one. There's going to be one or the other. Oh, let's agree to what we're playing.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand, a fondness in her gaze.
Oh, I love you too.
Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path You're here to slay her.
Bum 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 bum. No new answers. Let's just go silent. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. Slay the princess, created by all those people. So that is the end of the game, folks. I highly enjoyed that. I like choose your own adventure style games. It kind of allows you to kind of have what you feel is free will in that regard, to kind of move around, do your own choices, see what kind of happens, and go from there. But that was fun. I like that a lot, and being able to listen to Jonathan Sims go through it was so nice. Again, depending on how much it costs, I am more than down to buy the upgraded version. What's it called? That's the wrong one. The pristine cut. When that comes out, we'll definitely check it out, kind of go from there and see what all's going on. But this was very enjoyable. I highly recommend it. Again, we unlocked 21 of 90 some trophies, so there's still so many other endings and so many other routes. Like, I know when I was chatting with John about it when he was watching it, I know there's at least one other run that I didn't see, and there's plenty more that I don't know about that we haven't seen. Here's a track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. No, I'm good. So yeah, can we see anything? Does it give us any preferences? I think it's just, yeah, control. So let's take a look at something then. I'm gonna pull up if it'll show it. Yeah, I want to see kind of what achievements there are. So some of the ones that we just got: Our Song finished the game. The good ending doesn't count. So we got 68.6% of players have done that. You're on a path in the woods. 24.1% of players. 59% of people sent the Loving Vessel, and we kind of already know about the other ones. So what else is there? Denial: return to your destined path or face the consequences. There are no endings, only new beginnings. Water and Steel: master yourself and vanquish a sharp foe. Your obedient servant: pledge your loyalty to your better. So the first run that we did, how do we pledge to her instead of fighting her? Become your own jailer: it was in her nature. And then live happily ever after. And what happens next? Monolith of Fear: see what hides behind her mask. Hitchhiker: pick up a passenger and take her to her destination. Like, there are so many different runs that we didn't even see. No Exit Stuck in a Dream, and so many different ways that each one that we did could have gone as well. So this game just has so many different paths that you can kind of dive through. Oh. And there's 20 hidden trophies as well. So that is so cool. Like, I highly recommend this. This was such a fun game. I don't, again, unless I buy the pristine cut when it comes out, I doubt I'm going to play it again on stream. I might play it off stream for myself a little bit here or there. Or who knows, maybe we'll check out a few things. But we'll see. Otherwise, though, folks, we need to figure out our next horror game. Mateko actually just recently posted one. It was, let me double check what it's called. Zoochosis. It's a $22 game, but it looks pretty interesting. I might end up picking that up, and we might check out that one. But otherwise, I'm going to look into some potentially free games and whatnot, and take a look at other options that I have within Steam that I already have. Kind of go from there. But if folks have any recommendations, dive into the Discord and slap them on in there. Otherwise, though, I hope you folks enjoyed Slay the Princess. I know I did quite a bit. So if you want to see some other runs, get a hold of the game yourself, because again, I'm probably not going to do another playthrough because I want to leave it open for folks to try out their own things with. This was such a great game. I highly recommend. But yeah, otherwise though, folks, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out. Relatively short stream, a little less than 4 hours today, but just this is all I wanted to play. And then I'm going to chill. Kind of hopefully my little flu that's kicking in dies off before I go to work. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out and chit-chatting, folks. Make sure you do your homework, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.